Hey, what's going on, people? Welcome to another episode of Direct Edition. My name is Fred Hall. The channel is Fred Hall Direct Edition. And I just wanted to show you some of my pickups that I actually picked up from Second and Charles and a couple more from a couple more places. So let's go ahead and get into it. The first three books that I picked up are Marvel Comics Presents Wolverine. Marvel Comics Presents usually have about 4 or 5 stories in it with different characters in it. That's why you see up there above the numbering of the comic book, you'll see different characters. Like the first one, you see Iron Man. Second one, you see Hulk. The third one, you see I don't know who that guy is. But anyway, I always like to pick up the Marvel Presents, especially when it has Wolverine, because this is the book that the story of Weapon X actually came out of. It's a whole series of Marvel Comic Presents where they actually had the short stories on the Weapon X project that that gave Wolverine his adamantium. So along with the front of the book, the back of the books are usually cool too. So I'm going to break them out and show you the back of the books. And here's the back of the books, which is pretty cool. The third book, once they got into around like 1992, they would actually do a flip side where you actually had to flip the book over and there'd be a brand new Marvel Comic Presents on the back of the book, which is kind of weird, but it's still pretty cool. So that's why I like the Marvel Comic Presents, and that's the reason why I picked them up, because they have like 3 or 4 different stories that's going on at the same time, and you had to go every week to kind of pick up the snippets of what was going on in the story. Funny story about this Marvel Comics number 43, Marvel Comics Presents number 43 would be that when I was in the 6th grade, back in 1991. So I'm pretty much, old. Yeah, I'm not that old. But anyway, this would be the first comic book that I ever bought. And the cover was so cool. My friend knew I was into Wolverine, and he was like, hey, I got a Wolverine comic. It was beat to death, but I ended up buying it. And a couple of years back, maybe in my college years, I went through a purge where I took all the books that were just beat to death and I threw them away. And this is one of the ones that I let go. So it's funny that I would end up running back into this book and instantly picking it back up. So this is one of the ones that I'm going to look through and get that nostalgia feeling. But just to let you know, this was the first comic book that I ever owned. And I ended up rebuying it in good condition. And while we're on the topic of Wolverine, I'm just going to keep on going on with the Wolverine books. These are some earlier Wolverines I needed to complete my run. Every time I see a Wolverine book that I don't have, I try to pick them up. These books were in the dollar bin, which I think they should be worth a lot more because it's like early Wolverine's first run. This one is number 15 and this one is number 30. So pretty cool. Picked them up for $1. And here's 2 more Wolverines that I picked up. That one where he's actually stated on the card, that would be one of the first Wolverine books I ever bought. I bought it in Publix. Down south we have a store called Publix, which is very pristine. It's like the top echelons of grocery stores. I actually picked this one, the Wolverine 47, up off of a spinner. It had a nice story about a guy, the young guy with the gun. He was abusive to his mother and his sister, and he ended up running into Wolverine, and I can't believe, I don't recall if Wolverine killed him at the end, but it's a pretty good book. So that's part of my childhood. I definitely had to pick it up again once I saw it in good condition. I think that Wolverine actually got thrown out in the purge that I had in my college years. And then the next one is Juggernaut versus Wolverine. That book is really cool. And once again, if you allow my sexy hands to interrupt your video to your viewing pleasure, this is the reason why I said this book is pretty cool. Look at this. Wolverine is actually standing on a bar, challenging the unstoppable Juggernaut. Now, if that doesn't sum up Wolverine's attitude completely, that's the reason why he's one of my favorite heroes. He actually is my favorite hero. right up under him, like not two steps even back, is Batman. But I freaking love Wolverine. He's my favorite hero, and that's one of the reasons why. I've always been looking for this book, especially just for this panel. This panel alone, basically, like I said, shows you why Wolverine is my favorite hero. Because even in the face of somebody who could just squash him like a bug, he's still like, hey, I'll fight you. And lastly, and we're going to finally be done with Wolverine, but maybe not with the X-Men, is this Wolverine. Wolverine number, let me not even lie. Yeah, I didn't want to lie to you. I wanted to actually see it. It's Wolverine number 60. Now, the reason why I picked this one up is because I used to have it. It got thrown out with the Purge. Yeah, I did throw out a lot of my Wolverines, even though he's my favorite character. But once I realized that once your books have like too many spine ticks and all that other kind of stuff, it's not worth anything. So I would have kept them for reading purposes. But as I've gotten older, I'm an ultimate collector, which means that I don't like my stuff beat up. I like to have it in the best condition. But the reason why I picked up this Wolverine number 60 is because if you're into the Wolverines universe, this is the first appearance of John Rath. That's the black guy that he used to be in the Weapon X project with. And also, too, I want to say this is the first appearance of Shiva, the robot that's fighting Sabretooth. That story between Wolverine and the actual robot is pretty cool. They actually put it in the X-Men 90s cartoon, which was really cool. Shiva actually fought. I think they did change his name in that cartoon, but he actually fought Sabretooth, Silver Fox, Maverick, and Wolverine. But in this book, this is, the cartoon did derive a lot from the comic books, but this comic book, he actually went and hunted down each Weapon X uh, person one by one. And the cool thing about that robot is you can never kill it in the same faction. It will always come back and learn from its mistakes. It's similar to Doomsday. If you kill Doomsday by cracking his neck, you can never kill him the same way again. He just evolves, and that's the way that robot is. So pretty cool cover. So let's take one more look at some of the Wolverines I picked up. I'm really in love with that Unstoppable Juggernaut one. The next book I wanted to show you is a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers number 1. The reason why I picked up this book is because, first of all, it was $1. I'm not the biggest Power Ranger fan, but they have the Justice League and the Power Rangers are going to team up. So I definitely want to get that book. And this is off topic. It's not about the Power Rangers, but I actually want to get Harley Quinn's Little Black Book number 5, which pays homage to the Superman versus Muhammad Ali cover. So I saw those two books next to each other, the Justice League and the Power Rangers, and also the Harley Quinn's Little Black Book number 5. And I said I definitely have to go back sometime this week and get those. And so I picked up the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers number 1. After 10,000 years, it's time to conquer Earth. The next book I got was the She-Hulk book. I think this is a Art Germ cover. It's definitely not the Greg Horn. I think it's the Art Germ, which is pretty cool. I like the She-Hulk covers, even the sensational She-Hulk covers. Most of her covers are very, very nice and well done. So, for example, let me show you some out of the dungeon, because I'm already down here anyway, so let me show you some of them. Here's some of her covers. The first one is her in the Living Tribunal, which makes sense because she's a lawyer, and he's actually like a judge in the Marvel Cosmic Universe. The second one is She-Hulk and Thanos. I love that She-Hulk and Thanos cover. Oh my God, there's so much awesomeness in that cover. So, yeah, if you look at her covers, like I said, from this time period, they were basically second to none. But I actually picked that one up, which is actually a double. I actually already have that in my collection. It's fine. It was only $1, so no big deal. But yeah. I love Jennifer Walters, She-Hulk. She is so cool to me. And I have one more book to show you before we get to the main events. This is The Trials of Shazam, which is from the Brave New World. This was when DC was headed towards releasing a lot of #1 issues, so I had to pick this one up. I remember picking this one up back in 2006 or so, and I had to pick it up again because, you know, it's only for $1, so definitely had to pick this up. Cool Captain Marvel cover, and I'm not talking about Carol Danvers. I'm talking about the real Captain Marvel, the one who Superman couldn't beat and tried to sue. Yeah, look it up. Know your history. And for your main event, well, half of it, because this is one of the books, weighing in at 125 pounds, we have Dr. Harley Quinzel with the Joker in the background. This is Detective Comics 737. This is the 3rd appearance of Harley Quinn. Let me tell you something. You got to be a popular person or character when you could take your 3rd appearance and make your 3rd appearance worth $30 to $40 or $50. I actually got this one at a deal. I got it for $9. I was actually looking for the new 52 Harley Quinn #1. When I actually held that one in my hand, it had a whole bunch of spine ticks. So I was like, hell, I'm not buying that. So let me get the next best thing to it. And that's the 3rd appearance of Harley Quinn, which I think this book trumps over the new 52 Harley Quinn #1, the regular cover when she's on roller skates and she has the big mallet in her hand. So this one is No Man's Land. Like I said, I picked it up. Very happy to have it. Huge Harley Quinn fan. Huge Joker fan. Eat your heart out. So I picked this one up. It's Doctor Who. Who's wrestling fans on my page? That was a direct shot at, what are they called? The Spirit Squad? No, they're not called the Spirit Squad. They're called the New Day. You know how they have the title? They're like, who. But anyway, this is Doctor Who number 57. This is the 1st appearance of the American Doctor Who. Not a Doctor Who fan, don't know anything necessarily about it, but when I saw it, I said, hey, if I'm going to be picking up key issues, I might as well start going outside of my comfort zone. So I picked up this Doctor Who number 57, 1st appearance of the American Doctor. This is an honorable mention because I don't think I actually showed you guys this book. This is my Uncanny X-Men. This book is by Greg Land. Everybody hates Greg Land as an artist. I actually love him. They say he reuses a lot of his artwork, but I don't care. I still like his artwork. And this book actually pays homage to another Uncanny X-Men book where Storm was actually sad because she broke up with Forge. So at the end of this video, I'm going to post a picture of that so you guys can actually see the book that this book pays homage to. Once again, I'd like to thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Direct Edition. The channel is Fred Hall Direct Edition, and what I'm going to do is, if you guys like my videos, I don't really care about the liking, I just care about the subscribing because I want to know that you guys are out there. What I'm going to do before my next video or right after my next video, I'm going to go through my subscription list and I'm going to randomly pick like 10 people. And as a thank you, I'm going to just message you and send you some free stuff. And I'm not necessarily sure, you know, what the free stuff is going to be, but it's definitely probably going to be comic book or action figures. So you guys go ahead and like and subscribe. And, you know, the more subscribers I get, the more, you know, free giveaways I'll do. And you guys just be safe out there. And I will catch you guys later. Peace.